It's the all-new Sports Visions with Dale Williams and DJ Jones, your 1980 national champions. 1980 and 81 SEC champions, two damn good dogs.
Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Hey, man, I'm busted and disgusted because my brackets are out the window.
Well, my bracket is out too, DJ, but they have a second chance bracket now, and hey, I'm going to do good on that one.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's March Madness, the NCAA tournament. Of course, the men are well underway and through the Sweet 16 this past week. And, for whatever reasons, this has been the biggest upset in the history of NCAA men's basketball with these lower seeds taking over the number ones.
Let's tell you, DJ, there's parity in the NCAA, and Division I is not too far from the independent.
We'll have an opportunity to talk about that, and we'll also bring you up to date on NFL free agency. All that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
During the Nissan Now sales event at Headquarter Nissan.
Every remaining 2017 Nissan must go, so they're all priced to sell.
Save up to $10,000 on new Titan, buy from just $21,130.
All remaining Ultimas just $19,900.
Rogue just $19,800 and Centra's only $13,700. All backed by our value plan featuring a lifetime warranty and more.
Hurry
before they're gone.
Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones. You might know me from my athletic career at Carver High School, University of Georgia, or my sports broadcasting career. I know a lot of people. But when it comes to an attorney I trust, I call Forrest B. Johnson.
I'm Forrest Johnson of Forrest B. Johnson & Associates. And I want to let you know how proud we are to be a part of your community, a part of the Columbus community and the Phoenix, Alabama community. Consider us first. When you or any member of your family has been involved in an automobile accident, remember, car wreck, get a check.
Call now, 706-223-5380. Call now. Welcome back to Sports Visions. The men NCAA tournament is underway, Dale, and for the first time in a long time, we've seen something that has never happened before with regard to lower seeds. I'm talking about the 16 seed upsetting the number one seed.
That's right. You know, that group from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, I call them the Wire. They upset Virginia, and that was a big upset, DJ.
It was, and you know what? They're going to go down in history, and it's the first time that it's ever happened. So if anybody else does it again, it won't be as significant as this one was because, for the first time ever, here's some guys that you never heard about. Now all they've done, these guys are rock stars now. By them upsetting the number one, not only the number one seed in the regional tournament, the number one seed in the entire tournament, Virginia, for those guys to come in and do their thing from Baltimore, man, those guys now will be folk heroes.
They'll be folk heroes, DJ. They'll be able to continue that legacy on and on. But really, I never bought into Virginia, being a number one. But they play in the ACC. They won by 30 games. But who would have thunk it, DJ?
Well, not only, that one was the biggest one because it's never been done before, but there was a number of other teams that fell by the wayside. And, unfortunately, for you folks out there that thought you were going to win some money with your brackets, for the most part, all those brackets are over and done.
Yeah, man, that's a really an easy bet, DJ. Nobody's got a safe bet because you don't got to worry about nobody doing a perfect bracket. I want to see the person that does a perfect bracket. I don't think that's going to happen, but really I've been very impressed with a few teams. I know one team that I sat and watched. They played against Alabama, Villanova. I like what I saw in Villanova. They were very physical. They're tall. They're big all over. They play good defense. And really, they took Alabama to the shed.
Absolutely. While we're talking about upsets, we're in North Carolina, the Chapel Hill, the Tar Heels. You know what? It was, Coach Williams, he almost cried. I could tell that because, traditionally, these are the teams that you see this time of year that make it to the Sweet 16, that make it to the Elite Eight, that make it to the Final Four. But a lot of big-name teams that we have become comfortable with and traditionally have made it, they won't be there. There'll be some teams probably, Dale, that you hadn't heard of before.
Yeah, it's going to be a mix-up of a lot of those people, man. But North Carolina, you thought and you expect, when you're safe when you put North Carolina in your bracket. I thought so anyway. Mm-hmm. But, they got upset. And like you said, there's been a lot of upsets. There's still a lot of good teams in the last 16 that are left. It's going to be some tough games. It's going to be some more buzzer beaters, and there's going to be a lot of more people getting upset.
You know what? Calipari has made it with his Kentucky Wildcats, and I know that there's been a lot of folks talking against them. They started out slow. They're a young team. There's another big name. Tom Izzo was eliminated with Michigan State. They got knocked out, and Michigan made it in. So a lot of people are calling for Izzo's head now.
Yes, they got a lot of off the court kind of stuff going on up there at Michigan State, even with the female abuse cases that are going on with Michigan State. They really are asking for this guy to leave. And, like I said, DJ, if they drop that FBI investigation piece right now, it'll be it's going to be bigger than the Sweet 16.
Another notable game that I wanted to tell you about, the Nevada, when they knocked off Cincinnati. Cincinnati obviously was, they came in with, you know, a lot of ammunition, if you will. But again, Nevada knocked those guys off, and Coach Musselman, again, he's been around this game a long, long time. But it was great to see that he was able to again rise in the tournament.
Well, you know, really, you know, that was a rise and that was a surprise, you know, and then you got the Gonzaga. They're back again, DJ. Every year they seem to find a way to get back into the NCAA. But really, like I said, you know, to have all these teams and a lot of parity, there's a lot of conferences that are doing very well. And, you know, basically what you got? You got from the ACC, you got 3 teams still. Big Ten, you got 2. But the Big 12 have 4. SEC, you got 2 people. And then the Far West, a combination of 3. But the biggest thing, DJ, is if you can see it, everything is kind of getting even out. You know, when we used to come up and grew up, ACC dominated, Big East dominated. You know, there was no thought of the SEC in basketball. So now I think everything is getting really even. There's parity all over the NCAA, but it's good basketball still to be played.
Absolutely. And again, you know, for the most part, a lot of folks did not watch the NCAA tournament until it got to this past week, and of course going into the Elite 8 and the Final 4. But I think you can start going ahead and making plans and catering plans and ordering the food and whatnot, because the Final 4 is coming.
The Final 4 is coming, you know, and like I said, this weekend is the 16, Sweet 16, the Elite 8, then the Final 4 is going to be next week. But you can definitely know it's going to be a tough 8, and this 8, one of the 8 are going to win this whole thing, DJ.
If you're wondering how in the world that all of this upsets are occurring with all these low seeds and again taking on these top seeds, we got a segment coming up in just a little bit. We'll explain to you, or we'll give our opinion of why we think that all of these upsets are happening. We'll be right back after these messages.
Honey, what are you doing?
Watching a cow.
Oh, what's it doing?
Impressions.
Power up your morning with a new 300-calorie egg white grill. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Come on out to the Office Sports Bar and Grill. Whether meeting up with friends, colleagues, or family, you will feel right at home. We have live music from local artists, happy hour from 4 to 6 daily, and outstanding daily specials. The Office Sports Bar and Grill is not your typical sports bar. Come, eat and drink like a boss.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. And a gentle wave-like motion. Liberate your spine. Good. And reach, toes blossoming.
Not that great at yoga.
Yeah, but when I slipped a disc, he paid my claim in just 1 day.
So he had your back?
Yep.
In just 1 day, we process, approve, and pay. 1-day pay, only from Aflac.
Headquarter Nissan has the same used vehicles as our competitors, but for much less.
And with a lifetime warranty.
Their 2016 Ford Focus, $12,900. Ours, $11,500. That's over $1,400 less.
Plus, you get a lifetime warranty and more at no extra cost.
Their 2016 Nissan Rogue, $17,400. Ours, $16,300.
Plus a lifetime warranty and value plan extras.
Compare and see for yourself.
Don't pay more for less. Pay less for more. A lot more. Only at Headquarter Nissan.
And welcome back to Sports Vision, Dale. We are at a place that we are going to be seeing here quite often, Headquarter Nissan, 1725 Whittlesey Road, Columbus, Georgia. And a lot of great deals out here, so come on out and see us.
That's right. You know, right here at Headquarter Nissan, 1725 Whittlesey Road, the proud sponsor of Sports Vision.
Absolutely. Now, again, before we left you, we said that we were going to come back and talk a little bit about, you know, what's going on, because for whatever reasons, it seems like more upsets than ever are occurring in this year's men's NCAA tournament. And, you know, there's a few reasons why that's happening, Dale, but let's just share with us, with the folks out there, some of our reasons. Mine, again, you know, with The way things are now, these young men, they are very frustrating. You see it in football. They could be 4 or 5-star players. They could be promised, or they could be courted by the Division I schools, the top schools. And when things don't go their way, when they get on campus, it's easy for them to get out now because you see more transfers. Over 500 kids have transferred this past year.
That's big in itself, DJ, but I think really not just because of the transferring and kids being disgruntled and want to leave school so easily, I think another big reason why there's so many upsets is also this. When they leave, they like one and done, but when the biggest thing is hard to get a team that's senior laden, 4 seniors on the team, 5 seniors on the team, because they're breaking them up and they're going into the NBA so fast. But the other piece I think, DJ, is really, and we talk about this even doing football, that is not a lot of room between a Division I school and an independent school or a Division II school. Really, that player might have not made scores on his SATs or his ACT, or he got in trouble, or he was transferring from a college that nobody knew about. You got all those variables, DJ, but I tell you one thing, if you're in the Sweet 16 and you're in the NCAA, you better bring your A game every game.
Let's peel it back a step further, maybe a step or two further. When you talk about the AAU systems and the high school systems, kids today, we talked about leaving college and transfer. Kids, their parents are allowing them, of course, if it's not the AAU coaches, to leave one high school and go to another, just because they can.
Yeah.
And the AAU teams now, there's so many different teams, and if you could give me a little bit more, or if I think I'm gonna get a little bit more coaching or have more resources with this AAU program or this high school, they're doing it at that level. So much less when they get to the college ranks, whether it's one of the big Division I schools, these guys, they don't hesitate to go down there because they might drop down to a school where they don't have to sit out a year, which is a Division II school. If you transfer to another Division I school from another, you do have to sit out. But the parity that we talk about, it's all there. And again, when you think about all of these 4- and 5-star, these McDonald All-Americans and everything else, if they get into a situation where they don't feel that they're getting enough playing time soon enough, that's where you see a lot of the fallout.
We go from parity to the parental piece, and it is a big piece. You bring up the AAU, that parent is going to have his hand on Little Magic all the way through his college. It might not be the best school that he wanted him to go to, but one of the other things is that they want to make sure that that kid is playing. And really, I think when you start tying those things in, the parent piece is involved. The big-time schools, they have the facilities and they have the program, but that parental piece and that AAU piece has become very big. And really, the scouting piece, they scout these guys from everywhere. You got all these scouting agencies and stuff. So it really is not a lot of difference between a Division I and an independent school.
And when you think about a name like the University of Baltimore County, and you see them upset of Virginia, the #1 ranked team, not only in the tournament but in the nation, you find out that a lot of those players, for the most part, either they have been in school a lot longer, they played together, they've developed, they've matured, or either there's some big-time, prime-time players that have transferred from other institutions that weren't satisfied early enough, and that's how they end up with schools that you've never heard of. That's how all this talent end up on the Division II level.
So, like I say, man, it's really, again, we got, the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, and I guarantee you it's going to be some more upsets, DJ.
The Final Four is going to be out in San Antonio, Texas.
That's
and
right.
I know that I've been there. It's a beautiful city, but to me, as far as the international cities, that when you talk about that in Atlanta or New York or in L.A., you know what? San Antonio, as far as market purposes, for whatever reasons, to me, I'm wondering how they got that call.
Well, DJ, when you start looking at having these big-time events, it's going to be in Atlanta next year. The Final Four is going to be there in Atlanta. So I think really when they go on these sports council trips and the Convention and Visitor Bureau and all these big-time cities, they're looking, I think it was their turn, so you have those opportunities to bring in tourism dollars, and each state needs tourism dollars, come from a business standpoint, and they choose a different one each year. So I think really San Antonio is not a bad place to go. It's going to be in Atlanta next year, and really at the same time, DJ, I like that piece. I really like that piece not being on a college campus. I'd rather for them to do it on an NBA court from that standpoint. But I think one of the biggest things they're going to have to do for is just leave everything alone, DJ. The parity piece I love, but really when everything is idle down for the FBI investigation piece, we're going to see how this NCAA basketball piece works out.
All right, we're going to take a short break, but before we go, we're going to let you know where we are. We're at Headquarter Nissan, 1725 Whittlesey Road, Columbus, Georgia. Come by and see us.
Honey, what are you doing?
Watching a cow.
Oh, what's it doing?
Impressions.
Power up your morning with a new 300-calorie egg white grill. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Hey y'all, I'm Erin with Headquarter Nissan and want to let you guys know about a giveaway. We are super excited to partner with PNB Broadcasting to give away a brand new Nissan Sentra. So listen, all you have to do is stop by Headquarter Nissan. We have a entry box here, just complete a ballot, fill out all the information it requests of you, please. Drop it in our box, and it's conveniently located right when you walk in the showroom doors. Complete that, and then throughout the week leading up to the drawing, PNB is going to come by with their different DJs and talent. They're going to pull winners every week and contact you if you are a finalist. They are compiling a short list, and those folks will be here on June the 2nd for our Sentra giveaway. So super excited about it, you guys. All you have to do is come in and enter to win. We are giving away a Sentra on June 2nd to somebody. It could be you.
Come on out to the Office Sports Bar and Grill. Whether meeting up with friends, colleagues, or family, you will feel right at home. We have live music from local artists, happy hour from 4 to 6 daily, and outstanding daily specials. The Office Sports Bar and Grill is not your typical sports bar. Come, eat and drink like a boss.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Joining me right now is a young man that's just doing some special things in our community, and I've been knowing him for quite some time. And back in 2004, I had the opportunity to direct and coordinate the Sam Mitchell Dream and Achieve Youth Basketball Camp. And Coach Black, Corey Black, is one of the young men that I saw doing some good things in this community, and I wanted to make him a part of it. But boy, has he taken off. 14, 15 years later, he's now not only the athletic director of Pacelli, he is also the owner, operator, director of CB Hoops. And Coach, I just want to welcome you to the show. Welcome, Corey Black.
I appreciate it, DJ. Thanks for having me on.
Man, let me tell you something. I watched you grow from a pup to now, man. You've taken over. People are coming to you. Your services are being demanded. This guy, if you don't know, one of the things that I really and truly love about him is that he's working with high school athletes that are trying to get to the next level that can't necessarily play at the Division I level, but he helps them get into junior college.
Yeah, I'm telling you, DJ, I can't take the credit for you. It's all God. It's all God's work. I think that's just one of the things I was put on this earth to do, and that's to help the Division IIs, the Division IIIs, the NAIAs, the junior colleges, the prep and the post-grad kids. And, you know, I think that's my calling. That's what I was put here to do, is help those kids.
It's March Madness, and, you know, basketball, college basketball fever is in the air, and this is the most appropriate time that I think that we can take to sit down and just talk and talk about what you're doing and talk about what you're trying to do, some of your goals, some of your aspirations. But first and foremost, before we get too far into this, why don't you go ahead and let those folks out there know where you're from and, of course, your background.
From Tifton, Georgia, South Georgia, 2 hours south. Tifton, Georgia, right there beside Tata. My roots is Tata, but I say Tifton, but I like to claim Tata too. A lot of people don't like to do that. Came out of Tifton 2000 and went to junior college, Southern Union. Had an opportunity to go there and run cross country, and got lucky and ended up coaching college basketball right when I got in college, and won 2 state championships. And from there, I went to Columbus State. Coach Herbert Green gave me another opportunity, say, come run cross country for us and be a part of our basketball staff. And I started at the video camera, just filming games, learning, trying to learn as much as I can, and got closer to the bench as a student assistant, moved from student assistant to top assistant when Coach Branson took over. Coached at Columbus State 6 years. before I decided I wanted to help more kids at the Division II, Division III levels, and so I want to start my own CB Hoops, where I just connect the dots with players to coaches and coaches to players. And so I've been doing the cblackhoops.com, CB Hoops for 10 years now.
Coach Black, your name is synonymous around the state now. You come up, a lot of the people, a lot of the coaches, a lot of the people in the basketball world know Coach Corey Black. 6-7 years ago, this wasn't possible.
No, it wasn't, and it just take a lot of hard work, a lot of grinding, a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings, just connecting the dots. And look at us now, we done connected a couple dots.
You're the athletic director here at Pacelli in Columbus. You're also the owner operator of CB Hoops and a number of other businesses. How do you coordinate, or how do you focus, or how do you set your itinerary from day to day?
Oh, it's hard. It starts probably about 4 a.m. every morning. I always go with the sleeping for suckers, and just try to balance it all. You got a Pacelli side and you got a CB Hoops side, and all of it works together because you're helping kids. You're helping kids, and I just try to from 4 to about 7 before I do my 7 a.m. workouts here at Pacelli. I probably do all CB Hoop stuff from 7 to 8 o'clock. I do my 7 a.m. workout here. Then from 8 to end of the night, I'm doing Pacelli, and probably pick up the CB Hoops here in this evening time. So it's tough to balance, but it's because it's growing. Pacelli's growing, CB Hoops is growing, and for a one-man show, it's just growing.
I like the fact that you help those who need help. You don't have to go with the 4 or 5 stars; they are already chosen. You got to find a guy, and you're trying to find a school or an institution for these kids.
Yeah, and telling the Division I, the 5-star guy, he don't need my help. He don't need Corey Black. You know who needs my help? The Division II guy over there at Spencer High School. Nobody in the state know about. The guy at Brookstone, nobody knows about. The guy at Central, Carver. Those kids that's not the Division I level, but they're the junior college NAIA level. Those are the kids that need my help. Those are the ones that you really got to work. Those are the kids that you got to text that coach 10 times. You got to send that coach 10 emails. Those are the kids that drives me and that I try to help and give an opportunity to, because I done had some stories out there where if a kid just got the right opportunity, it changed his life.
You know what? We talked earlier in the show about all of the the way all of these big schools are knocking off these smaller schools rather are knocking off these big schools in the tournament, the NCAA tournament. And I made reference to the fact that a lot of these kids were being recruited as 4 and 5 stars, and they decided to leave and they went down to the next level or the next level. And what, parity is somewhat my explanation of what's going on. What do you think is the reason why everything is going the way it is?
The gap is closing. The gap is closing. You're getting more kids that are drop a level, like you said, and you got more talented kids out there that's just going to where they want it. That's just not saying I'm just going to Division I or not playing. Well, they'll go to that lower level school and go have a good career. And when those lower level schools get kids that seniors, it works out for them once they get in the NCAA tournament play.
I'm going to ask you this question because this blows my mind. That a lot of kids get to their senior year and they have not taken or have been through the clearinghouse. What should have been your experiences with these kind of kids?
Oh, it's tough. It makes it, and it makes my job even tougher when I get a kid, I want to help him, and he doesn't have a SAT or SAT score. Now you just limit yourself to just junior colleges. You graduate, you go junior college. But if you was to take that test, to higher your test score, to higher your GPA, you can open up so many other doors, so many open doors.
A couple of things I want to do before we get out of here. First and foremost, I want you to look into that camera, and I want you to tell those parents and those folks out there that don't know how you can help them, but you want to help them.
You always can contact me at cblackhoops.com. I have all my information on there. Here at Pacelli, I'm a phone call away. Just call the school, ask for Coach Black. Anything I can do to help you. I'm a D-free guy. That means if you just want to go Division I probably can't help you. But if you want to just have an opportunity, I'll try my best to do anything I can do to help you get to the next level.
Coach, keep up the great work. I'm proud of you, man, and we're going to have you back. All right. Coach Corey Black. We'll be right back after these messages.
Sports Vision, sponsored by Aflac, Chick-fil-A, Mel and Abe's, Styles by Denise, Jordan Girls, Taylor Funeral Home, Forrest B. Johnson and Associates, State Farm, Jimmy Watts Agency, and Dr. Jamie Winchester.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. And a gentle wave-like motion. Liberate your spine. Good. And reach, toes blossoming.
Not that great at yoga.
Yeah, but when I slipped a disc, he paid my claim in just one day.
So he had your back?
Yep.
In just 1 day, we process, approve, and pay. 1 day pay, only from Aflac.
During the Nissan Now sales event at Headquarter Nissan.
Every remaining 2017 Nissan must go, so they're all priced to sell.
Save up to $10,000 on new Titan, that's from just $21,130.
All remaining Altimas just $19,900.
Rogue just $19,800 and Centra's only $13,700. All backed by our value plan featuring a lifetime warranty and more.
Hurry!
Before they're gone.
Honey, what are you doing?
Watching a cow.
Oh, what's it doing?
Impressions.
Power up your morning with a new 300-calorie egg white grill. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones. You might know me from my athletic career at Carver High School, University of Georgia, or my sports broadcasting career. I know a lot of people. But when it comes to an attorney I trust, I call Forrest B. Johnson.
I'm Forrest Johnson of Forrest B. Johnson and Associates. And I want to let you know how proud we are to be a part of your community, a part of the Columbus community and the Phoenix, Alabama community. Consider us first. When you or any member of your family has been involved in an automobile accident, remember, car wreck, get a check.
Call now, 706-223-5380. Call now. And welcome back to the final segment of Sports Visions. Dale, I tell you, you know what, with all the excitement going on, and again, a lot of the disappointed folks with the brackets and whatnot, you know, again, it's just really disappointing. And I know that a lot of these parties, these parties to watch these games, man, are not as lively as they used to be.
No, they're not lively at all, DJ, because all the big-time schools are getting knocked out, you know, North Carolina get knocked out. You get Michigan State knocked out. You know, Syracuse is still in at the time of the taping of this show. So really, it's not a lot of big. It's not a big fan base anymore for college basketball.
I want to definitely mention the NFL free agency. Who do you think that got the best deal during this free agency season?
I'm gonna go with the Tennessee Titans. I think that Deion Lewis piece, pairing him with Derrick Henry, I think that's big, and the Malcolm Butler piece. You know, him finally getting his money, DJ. I think Tennessee Titans did some things to make some move, along with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, absolutely. The Cleveland Browns, man, they are in a position to add multi-talent to the roster. But before we get out of here, we want to let you know, coming up Thursday, April 19th, and that's 11:30 at St. Luke Ministry Center, we'll be having our 3rd annual Sports Visions Valley Area High School Female Athlete of the Year Awards luncheon. And Dale, I tell you, we're so proud to be able to honor the top high school female athletes in the Bi-City area, actually East Alabama and West Central Georgia.
Yeah, we got some big-time young ladies, DJ. You know, we getting nominees, people sending their names in right now, coaches, athletic directors. We got some good talent from track, golf, volleyball, tennis. I mean, really, we got some nice candidates, DJ.
And we appreciate our community partners that are helping us honor these young ladies, because they certainly deserve it. Well, that's going to do it for all the sports we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Be sure to check out our Facebook page, Sports Visions TV Show, or our website, www.sportsvisionsusa.com.